I don't know what motivated Dave Meggyesy. I always thought that he was pretty loose. His views and ideas were certainly much different than a lot of people that were on the football team at that time.
He was a deep, deep thinker. He was not a wacko by any means, or anybody's definition of that, I would say they're absolutely wrong.
Dave Meggyesy, number 60, a six-year veteran, started for the first time this season and played the right linebacker spot with considerable skill. His fine speed enabled him to drop back with the receiver or come up quickly to make the tackle, and his pass coverage was excellent.
In the late 1960s, the game was played against a backdrop of conflict at home and war in Vietnam, a time when Dave Meggyesy took a personal stand that ultimately cost him his job.
It really came down to, in my last year in 1969, was when I was the best linebacker on the team, and I was benched because of my anti-war activities.
Sport in the 1960s was going through the same transition as society. It was also a time of tremendous change in terms of the way that we viewed ourselves.
Things were breaking open. People were questioning a lot of things. I mean, it was the civil rights movement, it was the anti-war movement, it was the women's movement, it was a whole lot of things were breaking open that people were questioning how things were being done in the country.
School was being challenged by the students. Authority in the workplace was being challenged by the workers. Authority in sports was being challenged by the athletes.
I wanted somewhere in me to initiate positive changes in the game, to make the game, if you will, a better game for people who followed me.
He was unhappy with how the game was, the establishment was running the game, and he loves the game itself. It gave him great opportunity throughout his life. It put him through school. It gave him opportunities as an adult that he would not have had otherwise, and it gave him a voice.
At the peak of his career, Meggyesy chose to quit the game and write a book, denouncing the power and structure of the NFL.
He assaulted an institution, and nobody else had ever done it. People were totally up in arms about it. They thought that he was going to bring down the game and that he was part of some communist conspiracy.
Most of us on the team then really preferred more to concentrate on the football rather than the activities outside. It caused a distraction on our football team, and one that a lot of us didn't appreciate.
A lot of guys had read the book, and a lot of guys knew about it, and I think the effect was that it generally raised consciousness, if you will, about the system, had a lot of injustice in it and could be changed.
It was the groundbreaking book on professional football. It was the first book that ever came out that dealt with the really serious issues, the hardcore issues of racism, the effect of militarism on football, the question of injuries and playing with pain and use of drugs and painkillers and all of that kind of stuff. That was why the book was important, because it focused the public on that for the first time.
Since 1981, Meggyesy has been the Western Director of the NFL Players Association.
Go.
Oh, here's your training camp.
The position has given him a forum where he can challenge the status quo and work for change within the system. A forum that did not exist when he was playing the game he never stopped loving.
I often ask guys on the staff, do you still dream about it? They say, oh yeah, all the time. I still dream about it too. I mean, it's an experience that you really never forget. It's a unique, intense, incredible experience and time of your life.
Bottom line, it's a great game.